What a time, Matt. What a time. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. We had some major technical difficulties.
We did, yes.
And I think right now, I have the sound on my laptop.
What a time, Matt.
Oh, boy.
What a time.
This is just getting worse and worse. There we go.
No feedback loop.
So the camera we usually use for our range camera would not connect no matter what we did. And then we had some internet trouble. And then we thought we'd use Matt's camera for a range camera.
That didn't work either?
No. Bought an extra copy of OBS. We'll figure that out someday.
Sure. Remind me to cancel that subscription.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll need it for full-time YouTubing.
Maybe. Oh.
Also, just before the stream started, I was going to put together put my D-Dart back together. I'd opened it up to make a little bit more room for the trigger, and now one of the triggers is not working. So, of course, when you're doing something last minute and you want to show it off, and then it doesn't work, you get a little obsessive. Might I have wasted a bit too much time on this, do you think?
8 minutes or so? Too much time?
Only 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, that's not...
We're only 8 minutes late, so...
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. There's a little... So, I don't know. If you didn't see the video, there's a... This is a 2-stage trigger now, so when you put it in part way, it activates the flywheels, and then the rest of the way activates the pusher motor, and it's making all the right clicking sounds, but my second switch is not actually firing. So I don't know what happened there. Look at me. I'm still obsessing about it, so I'm gonna put that away. Let's see who's here, if anyone is still here after this start. We have 49 Flame. Hello. Thank you for waiting around. I appreciate it. Hey, Nerf Quest, how are you doing? I do not like... I'm all thrown off, Matt. I feel like half the streams I start with, I'm all thrown off. Nerf Quest, thank you for coming. Two More Broads, we know them. Mm-hmm. Mabel's cousin tuning in. I know that guy. 49 Flame with a hello and sup. And Two More Broads. Did anyone else see his most recent TikTok? Are they talking about me? You know what? Just for funsies, why don't we play that TikTok? Let's see if that works. Since I can't actually get the D-Dart working right now to fire on stream, which is what I wanted to do.
I think they need to mod them.
I don't know if they can hear it. Hopefully they can. I think they can. There's me looking amazed. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I put that up last night.
Like the middle of the night, like 1 a.m., right?
Yeah, it was a bit late. I was only going to do a little bit, and then...
It got out of hand?
It got out of hand.
Imagine that.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You can tell when Susan and I get up, because when she got up, it only had 100,000 views, and by the time I got up, it had 250,000. And I think it's 3.8, I think? 3.8, so wild stuff. You know what I was thinking that we should start doing? Because there might be new people. Introduce ourselves. Sure. I'm Anthony Stewart, Maritime Foam guy, and this is stream number 7. This is Friday Night Foam stream number 7. Mm-hmm. There've been a few secret streams along the way. Matt, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
I'm Matt Ritchie, apparently Nerf Dog. You coined me?
I did coin you Nerf Dog.
Okay.
I feel like every time you're on camera, that Nerf Dog thing is behind you.
Nope,
so that's a good... I think Nerf Dog, you could do worse.
I could do worse.
Absolutely.
I mean, fighter pilots don't get to pick their own call name or call signs, so...
For sure. And we are just like fighter pilots.
Yeah.
So
anything Talkman has told me is that I am a fighter pilot.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're tuning in and you're a fighter pilot, we are the same as you. I just want you to know that. Right. We consider ourselves the same. When I couldn't get those switches working, I imagine it's just like when you're in a cockpit and you're really trying to get switches working and one of them doesn't work because you soldered it badly in the middle of the night.
Right.
Same thing. Speaking of soldering, Matt, do you want to talk about... I just made a thing, but Matt just made his first thing.
I did. My Adventure Force Spectrum, which I modded last night with a 2S battery.
You didn't also mod it last night. People are going to think it's wow, what a last minute show they did. But not too long ago, though.
Tuesday?
Yeah, I think Tuesday.
Yeah, 2S LiPo battery, new flywheels, new motors.
We got some good numbers out of that.
Yeah.
Did you find a battery?
Yes. In here somewhere.
Throw a battery, and at least we have one modded blaster that will work right now. So that'll be good.
This is my thing.
Sergeant Nerfs a lot. Hey, no way, he looks like Anthony Stewart. That is me. How are you doing? I know who you are too. Hey, Scott Thomas, how you doing? Spectrum for the win. Absolutely. Give that. I'm gonna switch to the target camera that I hastily set up. Yeah, that'll
do.
That will do.
I'm gonna jankily just hold on to my battery as I fire.
Yeah, that's fine.
What can they see? They can see the rival one.
All right, see what you can do.
Ooh. Oh, stuck in.
I don't know if you can. We don't have the laptop or the. We kind of set this up last minute, but one of those darts, I'll take a picture after, is embedded in the target. So yeah, this thing works really, really well. I think we were saying it might need to be opened up one more time just to see.
The flywheels are a little off. I think the darts are coming out all.
Yeah,
wavy.
they're probably ricocheting off that kind of long nubby barrel, probably. But
I mean, I know someone with a 3D printer. Maybe I can get a new barrel.
You do. Yeah, I think we were thinking of maybe printing out one of the kind of close quarter combat barrels for it, something that's a little shorter than that one. I mean, I think the reason they do that one is so kids can't actually get their fingers
jam them right into the motors.
Yeah, and that's why the Mark III has that big. Is the Mark III right there?
Mm-hmm.
Can I hand that to me? Just move the pile of Nerf. But I mean, it's definitely cool that now this Spectrum, which is kind of like, I don't know if you want to hold that guy up. This Spectrum, which is I think $29 Canadian, and it has probably. Don't shoot me.
Don't worry, I got trigger discipline.
Oh, good. Oh, look, I have my finger right in the trigger with my Canadian trigger discipline. So $29. I think that has probably a $45, $50 kit in it.
Okay.
And then probably like a $20 battery. Ideally, people already have batteries, but I mean, it's still coming in at half the cost of this.
That thing, yeah.
And it has actually a little like the on par performance. Now, you can print all the stuff so that the Spectrum can fire short darts as well, because the Mark III does take short dart or otherwise right out of the box. But I mean, yeah, it's a pretty comparable blaster for half the price. I don't know. There's some things that this is really nice to just be able to buy off the shelf for sure, but there's something cool about making it as well. Yeah. We have a little compilation video of Matt doing his build. Let's go to that. Every time we play a video, it's just going to show the empty target screen, which I don't really care for that. But we're gonna. Actually, I'm gonna go. Can I live? Can I change this live? This is quite the technology. I'm doing it. There. That's not great resolution, but. Whatever. That's a little bit better. I think we can even see that dart in there. Let's go over to. This is Matt modding his Spectrum.
Before the tears. Let's get real. Your first mod experience?
We crossed the finish line in a bit of a tizzy, but it was good. It only took one night.
And what's the performance on this Spectrum?
We hit 164 FPS.
Oh god.
You asked for it.
And we are back. What a broadcast this is. You did a good job though. I mean and having me as a soldering teacher is definitely not ideal.
That was the most frustrating part.
Having me
No.
as a... Whoa, jeez, man.
putting up with this guy. I'm just trying to I'm trying to watch a YouTube video and figure out how to mod this thing.
Oh boy.
The soldering was the most frustrating part, and I suspect that's just practice and to get better at that. I did get one good one that fell through the seam and actually connected well.
I don't know, for anyone out there who, if you have if you do modding and you do soldering, if you've done electronics mods, it is very satisfying when solder actually when it flows and actually does what it's supposed to do. Like in an ideal world, you heat up the wire, you add your solder, and it kind of flows onto the wire.
Into the wire.
Yeah, and it makes this great shiny connection. In practice, most of my solders are very blobby. It's like, I'll see if I can melt enough solder and have it land and harden on where I want it to connect. But I find that's getting a little bit better. Actually, when I did the D-Dart, I feel like I took a picture of this, and my worst solder was kind of like front facing forward in but all the rest of my solder joints are small and pretty tiny, despite the fact that right now it's not working. But that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all.
One bit, no.
So I'm gonna get that fixed up. But that's modding. It's funny. I did that video. It's like 3.8 million or 3.9 or whatever it is now, and so many people are like, I want to buy one. Can I buy it? Like, can you make one and buy one? The biggest problem with that for me, and like, I mean, I know people do make and mod things and sell them, but like, I would have to be so much better to sell something. And even then, your chances with modded stuff of something breaking are just so much higher than...
Right. And like you were saying, if you're not well versed in opening stuff up and tinkering with stuff, as soon as it breaks, it's worthless to you.
Right.
Like, you're not going to accept returns on stuff.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I think I would be much more comfortable. I would sell a modded Retaliator with like a 5 to 7 kilogram spring.
Sure.
Like that seems like something
Fairly
I would sell.
Foolproof.
Yeah, but like anything more than that, I mean, maybe someday. I know there actually the person who kind of sent me some pictures and gave me some advice on doing the dual stage trigger on this, which is really neat because on the D-Dart normally there's like an on off switch and you have to turn it on and then the flywheels run the whole time, which is not great if you're doing like a backyard battle or something. Like your blaster's on the whole time and then you pull the trigger to fire. So what this does is as you just pull the trigger and it zips up the flywheels and then like a millisecond later or two it starts firing darts. So it's great. So Brell Cooper, who I met through a Facebook group I'm in, Facebook No BS. There are lots of helpful people on that. I forget what my point was. Really, I'm still having a hard time that my trigger switch isn't working. When this stream is over, I'm going to be like, I will see you later, and I'll be up till 4 a.m.
Right.
Trying to get this apart and fixed.
Right. I think your point was that something like this is a tad too complicated to just, I say, mass produce or mass modify and sell. Because like you said, it's already finicky, and you've had it open for a day.
Yeah, and it's so expensive too. Like, people with the video that kind of went viral around the Jupiter as well. People are like, oh, I want one. How much are those? It's like, you got to be pretty into it. It's like $120 for a kit for just the Jupiter, and then like
proton pack is more, right?
It's like $250 for the proton pack. Right. Then you're like your hours of labor. Like when they sell them on their store, they're super expensive assembled, and they usually only do a few. And I think they're just like, we don't care if more people would pay, and they would from out of darts.
Sure.
I assume, I don't know, but I assume they're just like, it just takes too much time.
Not worth the time.
It's too labor intensive. I'm gonna go back to the old chat.
Sure.
Let's go back here. I did move the picture. Flywheels go wee. They do. Do a flywheel impression on stream. Do an impression of a flywheel. Wee.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tastes like peppermint. I don't know what that means. Happy fun time. Peppermint. Hello, Jonathan Wheeler. Hello. Sergeant Nerfslot wishes he was brave enough to take your strife apart. Take your strife apart. Just make sure you take lots of photos or a video where you're doing it. If you take photos every step of the way, or online, there are so many videos. Captain Xavier does these. He does these videos where he basically he doesn't mod. He just takes everything apart down to nothing and then reassembles them. Like these reassembly guys. Those are incredibly handy for when you take something apart and it explodes.
Right.
which happens very often.
Right.
Even the D dart, you have it apart, and then you're like, oh, here's a cup of tiny gears, and you're trying to remember
Where they all go.
where all those gears go and how they go together. I've had this apart enough that I do know how those go together, but certainly the first few times I did not. I did find my point eventually. I found that point. So yeah, so we wanted to start. This stream is actually not really about mods or projects, but I thought it would be weird to not talk about those. Those have been pretty fun times. And yeah. But I wanted to talk a little bit about games. I called the stream Game Theory. I feel like that's a little maybe a little bit more highfalutin than what this will be. I feel like there are a lot more people qualified to talk about game theory than me. But I did want to talk about. I had a Nerf event in a park last weekend.
Yeah.
Was that last weekend?
Yeah, last Saturday.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Had a lot of kids out for that. I kind of kept it small. I didn't really put it out as a big wide invite, but I didn't have to. There was a good group of people.
Yeah, there was over a dozen people there, weren't there?
Oh yeah, I think it was like
Closer to 20?
Closer to 20,
Yeah.
which then you get into kind of a whole new set of logistical stuff to figure out playing games. I'm gonna go. I feel like this is a clip show. This is almost like a greatest
reel?
hits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show a little clip from that park day, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the games we played there.
Sure.
And I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat if you guys.
Ideas or
or if there's games that you play that work really well. We do have a couple silly games that I would like to. Someone suggested this one to me. I'm going to forget his name, and I can't check it right now because I don't have my phone, but someone in a group I'm in, after I posted that, like, I need to find some more games to play for larger groups, he was kind enough to reach out and sent me a bunch of ideas, and I feel very rude for not remembering his name, but one of the ones he suggested, I'd also seen CJ Nerf do, which is kind of a William Tell type thing, so I'm going to let you shoot at me, try to shoot something off my head.
Oh, yes.
A little later in the stream, so I thought that would be a fun one. So here, let's take a look at this party.
First Maritime Foam Park event was really fun. We played a game where I was the loot llama, handing out lots of goodies, some HVZ Junior, some team elimination, and we played with the Jupiter Mark III, some Mega XL. So much fun. We need to take out that red. No, we're red team. Take out blue team. Susan's on the run. Oh, almost. Loot llama game mode. I'm gonna get healthy whether I like it or not. I think that was 4 hits. Thanks to everyone who came. I can't wait for the next one, and I hope to see you there. The first
I like cutting to videos because that's the only part of this stream that I feel prepared for. It's funny. I got some stuff ready last night, and we got here probably like an hour 20 before, and I was like, that's plenty of time. But then between me not being able to get any cameras to connect,
Right.
and then
And that thing.
yeah, making the mistake of even because I thought it would be fun, obviously, to fire it on the stream. Silly me. We'll figure that out later. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, as soon as the stream ends, it'll work.
Probably. Well, I do worry a little bit. I'm not going to talk about that. It's fine. Let's talk about games.
Sure.
So that clip that you guys, you know what, 49 Flame really wanted to go to the park event, but you live too far away. Now I'm just curious, where are you? Like, live too far away as in you're in a different part of the Maritimes, or live too far away as in you are in
West
Texas
Coast.
or the West Coast? Because you really never know with the internet. Where and when is the next event?
Oh.
I don't. It is definitely. It is definitely a little bit hard to say. Summer is going to be a pretty busy time.
Right.
Matt, super selfishly this summer, he's getting married, so that's going to eat up some time for sure.
That's
I know. And then there's just with all the kids and stuff. But I would like to get something, do another weekend one, maybe before the end of June. It'd be nice to do something in the t-shirt weather, and then in the fall, for sure. Summer might be a little bit lighter, a little bit more last minute, but I might start. The next one I'll probably put out on Facebook. maybe, because I feel like I did learn a lot from that last one.
Sure.
I'm going to talk about a game. Well, actually, what did you from the park day, or even when we played in the past? Like, what kind of game is your favorite, typically, Matt, to play?
Just for pure silliness, I did like the Loot Llama one. Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned to you an idea of like 3D printing discs or coins of some sort, and just dropping those and having blasters somewhere else with matching colors or matching coins so that the kid can just go and grab. Because when we were playing, as soon as you got to your hit limit or whatever, you'd stop the game, you'd go pick up something, give it to him.
Yeah, so when I was running around with that Loot Llama, basically I had 3 or 4 defenders who, I think you...
I was one.
Yeah, you couldn't be killed, just stunned.
Stunned, yeah.
And then the other people would run out of lives, but once the Loot Llama got hit 10 times, I gave the first person an X-Shot Crusher, and then the second person a Jupiter. So like it was pretty fun. It was a fun way to kind of dole out to actually let people use, bigger stuff. But I agree, like it was a bit clunky, but it was kind of a last minute game.
Sure.
I feel like I like your idea of the coin thing, because then you could have things arrayed and just like drop coins as you go. I think at the very least having like a bag or a satchel or something to be
right,
like...
Right, just reach in and grab something.
Yeah, because I literally was like pausing the game. But I think...
It still worked.
I think, yeah, people get a kick out of it. Yep. I do tend to, in big groups and even parties more and more, it's so hard, and if anyone has like experience with this too, I'd love to hear. It's so hard to divvy up teams with kids. Like, it's always a tricky thing.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't know who's friends with who and who will do worse if they're all by themselves. Like, you don't have the kid who's got the one friend that's the only person they know at the party, and then you split them up. And then
it's tough. Even for birthday parties, I find it a little bit tough. If it's a birthday party, I do have an app. It's like a basketball app, so it's a weird thing where it asks you to put in the name and height. So I put everyone is 6 feet tall in my app. But like, if I get the names of kids beforehand, it randomizes teams.
Gotcha.
So that works pretty well. But even then, it's kind of clunky. You waste so much time dividing kids up, and they have so many concerns. So I've taken to, for birthday parties, and I think for park games, I'll do a lot of this too. I love games, and I think a pal of mine who's in Florida is kind of similar. Like a lot of boss battles, a lot of stuff where all the kids are kind of just on a team against like older people who are like have special abilities or can take more hits or who we know will be honest about it. Like we did a boss one where, like I had 20 lives and like a couple of the kids had 20 lives. Like they weren't like untruthful about it, but like I don't think that they were as carefully counting their 20 lives as me.
I don't think so.
Right? Whereas I'm just like counting everyone. Like I want it to be that video game experience in real life. But I do. Yeah, I like the idea of boss battles. My pal in Florida, he does stuff where with big bosses that have melee weapons, Nerf melee weapons, and they're invulnerable from the front.
Okay.
They have to be hit in the back, or otherwise they're invincible. So that, he said, that's pretty fun for kind of running, charging at people in groups, and it kind of breaks people up and everything. That's pretty fun. And I also love playing, probably because of going to the HBZ a little while ago, the mini HBZ.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. It was a lot tougher as a zombie than I anticipated. Mainly because we were just in a field and there was nothing to like sneak up on people with.
Yeah.
You couldn't like turn a corner and just tap someone. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, well, that's and it was kind of like that even at the bigger one I went to. Like
was it?
That's why they have at bigger ones, and I would love to do a thing in the park. I feel like maybe the next thing if I do one in the fall, I would love to do like a 1-day HBZ thing, and maybe I get I don't want to charge for it, but like get people to register so I kind of know how many. But basically do like even at a place like that, a mini HBZ where there's missions where I've planted stuff, or have some people like yourself or Danielle or Susan to like be NPCs, and like because if you have missions, that drives people to have to do things and makes it easier for the zombies. Otherwise, the humans are just kind of like holed up for
the first minute or two, they all walked as a giant glob of people. And they walked to the zombie spawn point, so just spawning and like trying to dodge and
spawn camping is definitely like you're not supposed to do that. Some of the gameplay too kind of suffered a little bit for like I wanted to play,
sure,
and I didn't feel too bad. Everyone got their money's worth out of the free event in the park. but
Right.
I normally you would like police that a little bit more. I
Yeah.
did at the end. I was like, you can't get out of there, kid. You can't just stand there and be like ding as soon as someone's back in. I'm gonna go over to the chat.
Sure.
I've neglected
Beans
that
Dude made
chat.
it.
Beans Dude, I feel like it has been a while. Beans Dude, what did you miss? I don't know when you got here, so I don't know what you missed. We were talking a little bit about that DDART mod that was blowing up on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking a bit about Matt, and he did his first mod, and this is a pretty impressive first mod.
Is it?
Well, I mean, I think so. Most people's first mod, I feel, is like
Take a spring out?
Yeah, like change a spring or put a 3D printed part on.
Right.
You did a complete rewire and new motors and new cage, new flywheels, running on running on lipo, and like for a flywheel blaster, hitting one in the 160s that's pretty snappy. Exactly. So Bizu, we were talking about that, and other than that, we've just been talking about kind of games that we've enjoyed from an event we just did in the park. The last birthday party I did too was kind of similar game style. Like it was a bigger party, it was 18 kids, so it was very similar to the park. And I ended up just doing a lot of because I knew the dad. It was Keith Dixon, as some of you know the dad too. I just got him to be basically a big boss. Or gave him heavy weapons, or just had basically at one point it's just like all
Shoot
of
him.
you kids just shoot at him and it'll be a good time.
Right.
So and they really enjoyed that, and it was a lot less mussing around, like trying to get all the kids like set up
Understand
on
rules and
an armband. Like
Yeah.
I love more structured games, and there definitely were some kids at the park who would love to play some more structured stuff. So that might be something I try to do at some point too, where I rent somewhere indoors maybe and actually do some team PvP. There's actually a guy I met when I was buying some Nerf Rebel last fall. We connected on Facebook because I picked up a blaster from him. He's like, "Oh, do you collect stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a few things." And he was working on. I'm pretty sure it was an FDL, which is a foam dart launcher. It was a big project that was it's kind of no longer going now, but basically it's just this computerized dart blaster that is super impressive. So he walks out with that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, someone like this is one city over. So we connected. We didn't chat a whole lot, but he was asking me about maybe doing some sort of like PvP event, like some sort of 4-on-4 or 5-on-5.
Sure.
He plays a lot of paintball and speedball and stuff, and he's refed and organized stuff, so we might kind of get together. I would love to do something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. That would probably be, either adult or, teenagers for sure, just because it'd be using high-speed blasters. And...
Of the structured games, I really like the central capture the flag, the timers.
Oh yeah, like King of the Hill.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. So I have an iPad app, and it's like kind of all the stuff is kind of like repurposed. It's basically a game timer. I feel like it's a shame timer for board games. You basically just like press your button for whose go it is, because you can have 4 or 5 players, and it just basically ticks off how much time someone's taking on their turn. But it makes a good King of the Hill timer. So blue team, orange team, they each have one big circle button, and they just go back and forth. And I enjoyed that one too. I find with really younger kids, it kind of evolves into them just like standing there,
around,
just like everyone mashing the button. It's like you need to shoot at the person to make them go respawn, or else you're just going to be doing this. So it's a mix. I feel like it's that park event just kind of helps hone in a bit more on what works for that type of event. And for that type of event, like it can be pretty loosey goosey. I don't need it too structured, but it's nice to play a bit of a mix. Hey, Nerf Talk, how are you doing? Nerf Talk says, hi, nice Spectrum, Matt. It is super good. Maritime Junction, if you do King of the Hill, can I be Boom? Absolutely. It is Nerf Talk. There's excitement on the channel that Nerf Talk is here. I like it. He deserves that excitement. It's funny. I saw a video came up on my shorts feed. This video came up, and there's this guy there, and he was showing a Nerf blaster. I'm like, "Who's that? Is that some fresh new Nerf YouTuber on the scene?" It was Nerf Talk without his sunglasses.
Oh,
yeah. So I was
pro character.
Yeah, I was very thrown. But a lot of people, when they saw the video for the D-Dart Tempest, they also thought I was a separate person, because I did the first video months ago and had a shaved head and shaved face and didn't have glasses on, and apparently now I look years older and way more haggard. So it's fun to see a few hundred of those comments. But one person did say I looked like Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
So I do get a lot of old Obi-Wan Kenobi
vibes.
Things.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm very.
That social media lifestyle will age you quickly.
It will. Just that pressure, that constant. You got to chasing that algorithm, you know. Oh boy. So, I think this might be a good time to do up a little game. Do you want to try some William Tell?
Sure.
William Tell stuff.
Sure.
I wonder. I'm gonna go find myself a face mask and something to put on my head. And if you want to switch to the. I'm gonna go. Hold on here. We are doing things
live.
We are changing things up on the fly. I want to.
There are some masks just to the left of the pop-up tent on the floor.
Oh, okay.
If you want to grab one from there,
I do want. Here we. I want to. How do I reorder this? Hold on. There we go. Because I want to be able to. See you, Matt. Well, you are. Shooting.
I will slide over to your position. So
we're. This is fine.
It's good.
This is fine. We're doing things. This is live. I almost said this is live TV. This is not live TV. But you know what? It's almost as good. All right. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna see if I can find a face mask, and I'm gonna try to find something to put on my head. I don't know if you've used this before,
I have not.
Matt. I'm gonna show you. It's a little bit. There's a little bit of a weird thing to loading it. You have to do this first all the way.
Yeah.
Up all the way. And then this has to be like flat along here.
Okay.
And it goes in.
Click.
And you'll feel a little imperceptible click. So many people have said that they have one of these and it's broken. And I bet it's not broken. I bet they just haven't loaded the dart right. Because if you don't load that arrow just so, it will not work. Alright. I'm going to find a mask. And I need something to put on my head.
Here.
Oh, okay. Are we doing
Hashtag not a sponsor.
hashtag not a sponsor at all. Let's see here. Bucket of masks. I have cleaned up.
Just to the left.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Alright. Am I in camera here?
You are. You might just to squat down just a touch to see the top of your head.
Oh, yeah. Alright. How's that?
That's perfect.
Perfect?
Yep.
We're live. Alright. You got 3 shots to be William Tell.
Good.
And then see if I can beat you. This is a game I would like to do in the park for prizes, though. Whoa! Whoa!
First shot.
Whoa!
I think I went through over to that. So yeah, that's it.
That was. I didn't even feel an impact on this helmet at all. That was just nothing.
No, that was pure can. Pure can.
Pure can. Hashtag it. Pure can. Wow. Well, I mean, I want to crack at that. I don't know if I can beat that. I don't know where the can went. I don't know what happened. Went up to the left there. You guys, that was very impressive. Shoot him in the nads. Oh boy. Oh boy. You try to play a classy game where you shoot a can off a friend's head. And there's where it goes. I probably would have done it, but Matt's a better person than me. Did you find that can? You found it. All right. I feel a lot of pressure now. A lot of pressure. Okay. All right. Here we go. Whoa! Who said that this is. I feel like we have to go now until someone misses.
Still someone misses? Alright, you go again then.
Okay, that probably is more efficient. So I think if we did a game like this in the park and had some little prizes, some jolts or whatever, I think that would be a good time. Oh, that wasn't me. I don't get that one. All right. Oh, just above. Just above.
Alright, I get a chance to win. Whoop. Oh, disconnect the stream.
I can only imagine this is like the Olympics of Nerf.
Sure.
People must be so excited right now. So if you don't get this one, we're still tied. And the stream went all night.
Right? Okay, I think that's loaded. Felt a little click. Oh! No, I missed it. Fell off on its own.
Do you have another arrow? over
No,
there?
that was it for arrows.
Hold on. All right. If you're watching this, I promise it'll be over soon. Oh, with
Authority.
a lot of authority on that one. A lot of authority. I gotta say, this might be kind of a favorite little goofy game. This is probably gonna come out at. This will probably come out at parties around the house, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, how many did you miss? You missed
One.
one.
Yeah. Or no, I missed the one you missed. So you gotta hit this to continue.
Oh, okay.
I had a chance to win, and I missed my chance to win.
Okay. All right. This is it. The Nerf, the Nerf Olympics definitely. I would also attend it. I mean, that's kind of what it felt like watching little clips of the Dart Zone Pro Tour. Oh, see, it's. Hold on here. All right. Yeah, see, sometimes this is what I was saying around. I feel like there are people. There we go. There are people who think theirs is broken. throw me a dart. People are like, this is the stream, huh? This is what we're doing. I mean, to them, I would say, sure.
Sure, yeah.
Are we tied right now, Matt?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to
Can't take the beating.
end this here. All right. This is it. I can feel it.
This is it. You mean I'm gonna miss? You can.
I feel like even if you get it, we'll just call it a
Okay.
tie, so
Sure.
that we're not making people watch this all night. Do you know where that can went?
No.
No, me neither. And it was so satisfying too. I don't know where it went though. It got hit with so much authority. That's all right. We'll make we'll be a little bit makeshift here.
Do you want your half full can?
I don't think so. Middle target,
Middle target.
smaller target.
Okay. Nope.
We're going to call that...
A victory for you?
Well, probably, Matt, a tainted victory. Look,
Victory.
I'm over here. You're a good friend. Do you want to take a few shots at the Spectrum?
Sure.
Let's see what happens. I'm actually going to back up a little bit. Not that I can go very far. We'll see what 160. We'll see how the hyper someone right now is like, that's not rated for that. Don't do that. Okay. Yep, that has you definitely noticed that you get hit with that. So I think that would be a fun little game at the park.
For sure.
I think you could use. I have a bunch of Zombie Strike crossbows too. Like I know they're darts instead, but I feel like just using those, some mega bows, like just doing almost like a shooting archery thing with kids as like a break in between. Usually when I do events or parties, I always have a bit of a break in the middle too. Oh, the Spectrum.
Oh, here's a problem.
I didn't get you the better mag release. It's a bit. There you go. Yeah. I know. We watched the Out of Darts mod video on this,
which is really good.
It's super good. Luke keeps mentioning all the things that you can also get, and Matt's like, Matt was saying, is that another thing you didn't get me? Anyway. I'm gonna go back.
I'm grateful for the mods you got me.
Oh, it was really fun. I'm grateful for you being, kind of forced into. How many people out there are forced into Nerf? Matt, it might be one of the only ones. It's hard to find. It's hard to find a support group for Nerf. I'm gonna go back over to the chat. What do we got here? Oh, look, there's a bunch of stuff up here. Skiing while trying to shoot each other with string shots.
You have brought Nerf to the hill.
I'm guessing that Beans Dude has probably seen my string shot at Poli video. I was thinking it would be fun to do some sort of like biathlon thing. Absolutely, something on go over to Rockwood Park or something. I could even see doing like a public call out to be like, come to the winter Nerf biathlon.
You could do a great little loop there on the Lily Lake. The path with all the provinces on it.
Yeah. Oh,
that little loop.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So stay tuned this winter for a Nerf biathlon. Winter Olympics were coming for you. We saw it was being televised today when we were having dinner. People just playing like keepsy upsy with a balloon.
With the balloon, yeah.
So I feel like if that can do it, we can do it.
Sure.
I think we'll be big. Nerf talk. I want to see some overtime. I know. I feel like I didn't want to be too self-indulgent. I would have done that all night. In fact, we may end up having a few beers sometime and just doing that and see who comes out on top. But I didn't want to be too indulgent. Winner gets to design a new blaster for Nerf. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Nerf, you should listen to this. Nerf Quest, nice. World War Nerf. Hey, I enjoy this stream and all of its stress shot glory. Thank you. I'm glad. Maritime Junction. So this is Friday, and what I should have sang it. I saw it too late. So this is Friday, and what have you done? Should we start a band?
Harmonizing?
I have so many instruments I'm trying to sell. Maybe we should keep them all. All right, Nerf Quest. Beans Dude is saying, now this is better. I wonder if that's when the Spectrum came out.
Probably.
It probably is. Nerf Quest. Where all missing darts go. Right. I like it. We should start a Nerf band now. He should shoot blindfolded. That would have been. We'll do that. We'll do that next time.
Right.
We should. I was thinking actually on the stream. I think when we have more cameras than one working reliably, I would like to start doing duels.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could pace things out. We could do duels. I'd love to have a guest on sometime and invite them. Have them set up a target, pace it off, and do a virtual duel.
Sure.
I think a virtual duel would be a good time. I've talked a little bit about. I might do a little. I don't know if I want to do a poll. I was going to say maybe I'll do a poll on who would be a good first guest, but that seems That seems very schoolyardy. I don't like that. So, because there's a few folks that I would love to have on. I would love to have Nerf Talk come in virtually. I would love to have Jolt King. I would love to have Xbox games. There's a few folks out there that I would love to have come on and just kind of tune in virtually and have a little chat with us on a Friday stream. Right. So that might be something we do soon. Honestly, just haven't taken the time. Matt and I talked about this. I basically need poor Matt to volunteer to like set his phone up and FaceTime in and just like talk to me while I just fiddle endlessly with the stream to make sure we can get it working okay. But I think that would be a good time. That's going to leave a mark right in the bread basket. You are correct. I have a lot of bread in my basket. I was okay. I forced my dad into Nerf from World War Nerf. That is awesome. Do you know what? One of my favorite things, to be honest, where's my other I'm just trying to put the cursor over on the other monitor. There it goes. One of my favorite things at the park the other day is my friend Clinton and Kate, the parents of a couple of the kids that they brought. There's some great pictures. They're actually in that short video. Kate was one of the people who got the X-Shot Crusher. And there's a great photo of her with the minigun cranking out the X-Shot Crusher shots and smiling. And there's some great shots of Clinton. I love seeing people who, I love when parents play as well.
We're all just kids with responsibilities.
For sure. Yeah, it's just so nice to see people get out and play. Like, I almost love seeing that as much as I love seeing kids get out and play, because kids are generally better at getting out and playing than adults are. So, Maritime Junction, I hear James Mullinger will appear in anything. Maybe I'll have him on the show. We'll see. I'll talk to his people. Rubber Bandit, Beans Dude, maybe Coop 772 should come in as a guest. I will call his people, and I'm sure. I mean, I know it's a narrow jump from me to Coop, but you know what? I'll put that out to his people. Yeah, I don't know. That was fun. I enjoyed that. We're at 9:55. We do have a little bit of time left because normally we'd be wrapping up. We started later. We'll probably still wrap it up around 10 or so. Keep it respectful of people's time. There's only probably so much time. Plus, you guys know I got to get back to this thing and plug it in and see what's happening. I'm going to show you guys what's happening here. Just do people want to know? Do they want to see me obsess about it?
Sure. I
bet they do. Let's check it out. I'm going to plug this in. I should have a voltage alarm on it. I don't. I know that I should. So any safety people out there, please know I usually do the right thing, but I'm not right now. So, bloop. So what should happen with this guy is when we give it a little squeeze, these flywheels go. Man, you wouldn't hand me a dart or two, would you? Because this is always fun. Whenever you're doing a mod project, you should always test with a 9-volt first to make sure your circuit's good, so you don't fry everything. Anyway, that's always fun. You always stick a dart in the flywheels and see how it goes. The target cam's still up. Nerf Talk's probably like, you never switch from the target cam. But it's always fun. If you're wondering what the FPS is, I don't rightly know. I'm going to see if I can manually aim at the rival target. Oh, almost. Not bad for it just being me sticking my fingers. Oh, I'm going to try again. This is very much a games Olympic night.
Not even close. Touch high. Oh, that's terrible.
I feel like it's hard to aim through the flywheels as they're going. So anyway, that's all working fine. That's working great. But you can see right here, there's a second switch. I don't know if you can see. There's a second switch up here that you put in the flywheels, and then you push in a little further, and there's a gear back here, and this gear turns. And when that gear is turning, that pusher motor is turning, that's what rotates this through, and then you can see all those darts flying. So this was working fine, but right now when I squeeze in all the way, I'm not getting... That rear motor is not turning. So I either have a bad connection in there, which all my connections look pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. Could the motor be bad?
Maybe. I don't like that, though.
I know. That's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll have to do a little bit of messing around. Luckily, I'm able to I didn't have to firm too many things in here permanently. I do have this, unfortunately, this top switch, this very top switch, it's actually glued in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So I wasn't expecting to have to take it out. I don't usually like to do any modding that's using like things in there too permanently. If I had to do over again, I wish I'd used hot glue. I actually used
super glue.
I used epoxy.
Epoxy. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So I got a real problem here. So anyway, we'll obsess over that
Later.
at a later date. I am going to work on a mod guide if you want a mod guide for someone who has a broken D-Dart Tempest right now. But I'm going to work on a mod guide for that, figure out what happened. I'm guessing that maybe in my repeated attempts to close the shell that I put some pressure somewhere that I shouldn't have maybe, and something just got a little bit out of whack.
It's tough with this small tolerances, probably.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of room, like you said.
Hold on. You guys are probably like, dude, you don't
live
need
mod guide
to do this now. I actually wonder if my switches are actually getting pressed out of order. There's something that shifted. No. All right. I'm sure that's fascinating to see me working at the table here, but that's part of. Yeah, it might be. It might be a pinch. It might be a pinch wire. It is basically right now a very dangerous flywheel slingshot.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't know. That's part of modding. Honestly, if you don't have patience for things breaking or going apart, when Matt and I were when Matt was working on his Spectrum, and I was basically looking at, like, I was kind of planning out my mod for the D-Dart while he was mostly using the Edit Darts video. I didn't do a whole lot to help him, which is probably best. I feel like you went right through all of your solder joints and like things went pretty smoothly, and then the very last one. Both of us were just about ready to lose our minds. We just could not get the last connection to the battery term to get the XT60 connector, which is the connector that goes onto the LiPo. We just the solder would just like ball up and fall off. And we were, I don't know, sometimes I think my soldering iron, if it's on too long, it might have been on too long. It might have been a little bit too hot or whatever. Because when I did the D-Dart mod, it worked pretty well. So anyway, we'll get that all fixed up at some point. I really appreciate everyone who came by this stream. It's been probably a month since we did a Friday night stream. We did a Sunday night one a couple weeks ago, and I know when we change up the times and change up the days, that definitely makes it hard for people to tune in. I feel like it was a little easier for people to come by regularly when we were doing that Friday one. Unfortunately, summer is really tough. It's very hard to put aside every second Friday through the summer. It's really easy in the spring and the winter. So I would say through the summer, it's probably, I know here we are on Friday night doing this, maybe I should have been consistent, we should have done this Sunday, but I think we're going to switch over to a Sunday night stream throughout the summer. And then in the fall, talking about our programming, in the fall, before we get into our winter duathlon Olympics,
yes,
in our fall season, we'll switch back to Fridays, but I think for the summer we will do Sunday, and maybe we'll do some sort of stream from the park in the summer.
Ooh.
Some sort of like outdoorsy stream.
Yeah.
That sounds really hard to hear. Let's do that though. Why let that stop us?
Get on Twitch and just live stream from Twitch.
I've never been on Twitch.
Either. Well, I watch Twitch, but
yeah,
I don't broadcast.
I don't know. I'm still. Despite everything, I'm an old man. 43. I'm just a big kid at heart. Mm-hmm. You're a young man though.
No, I'm not.
I mean, that's all relative. Also, I would like to make it a segment before we sign off of every show where we all call attention to Matt's shirt. Matt has decided he has a certain look he wants for stream shirts. He has what he calls stream shirts, which doesn't sound great. But you have your stream shirts, you bright colors. Today, you had said into like more of a tropical flowery theme, but this is very...
Well, I found this in a Valley Village and I couldn't let it I couldn't let it go.
Oh no, I agree.
I had to get it.
It's magnificent. It's really, it makes me look like just a pile of garbage next to you in my plain.
Well, normally you have you have merch on.
I normally have merch on, but I was too busy digging at this stupid D-Dart and obsessing over that, and then trying to connect iPads and trying to connect phones, and I owe you money for the OBS that we didn't use on your phone. If we can get that working sometime, though, that would be handy if you come over. It's like another third camera. Yeah. I'd love to eventually have switch to an overhead camera as well, so for opening something up. Or, we may well do... I wouldn't mind doing a stream. I might do a poll on the YouTube community thing. I wouldn't mind doing a stream where we do live mod something. Like, I'm definitely at a point where I would be comfortable live modding a Strife,
right,
or a
something
Spectrum.
Fairly easy.
Yeah, something semi-auto that doesn't have a, if it doesn't have that third pusher motor, if it's just a manual pusher and just a straight rewire and some new motors and stuff, it's not too bad. So that would be fun to do. So maybe that's something we'll do at some point. And we'll work on that together maybe.
Sure.
I'm going to go back over to the chat for just 1 second. Young compared to Mr. Burns. Absolutely. Love the shirts. Looks like a Dan Flashes.
This is a H&M Coachella shirt, apparently.
H&M Coachella. Yeah. Nerf Quest with the knife shirt. Nerf Talk. I see Larry from Three's Company.
Sure.
Well, Matt, come knock on my door. and we will do a stream together. This was awesome. I love chatting with people and checking in. Beans Dude, really good to see you again. I know just probably the timing hasn't worked out a little bit. Nerf Talk, always glad to see you come by. Nerf Quest, World War Nerf. No, I don't want to leave. Now I'm just naming all the people. I don't want to leave anyone out. It's like that schoolyard.
Don't forget our significant others.
Oh, I know. Two more broads. They're not paying attention to the stream anymore.
No, they're folding towels, aren't you?
They're at their clubhouse. They're at their Airbnb headquarters, and I'm sure they're probably tuned in to help me log those sweet watch hours.
Right.
But I bet you they've moved on. Yeah, there's no. If they were watching, they would be tuning in. They would be chiming in hard. Yeah. Well, this was still fun. This was still fun. This garbage stream was still fun.
Okay.
No, it was good. It was good. I do need to I need. Oh, look at that. No, I just had some. Two more broads. Two more broads are here. Oh, what? There's a bunch of those. I wonder if we had Wi-Fi issues, actually. Nerf Talk, when are you coming to Toronto? I'm actually coming to Toronto in like a week and a half. I don't know whereabouts you are in Toronto, but I might have to send you a note. I still have your email. I'm actually going on Sunday. There's a giant Nerf complex outside of Toronto, apparently, and I'm going to be trying my best to go, because how can I not go
if you're there
to the giant Nerf complex if I'm there? So I'm going to figure that out. Maritime Junction, you better romper room me. Definitely Maritime Junction, you're on that. I see you through my mirror, my magic mirror. 49 Flame had some Wi-Fi issues. What did you miss? I don't even know what you missed. Depends on how far back you go. Did you see us firing some arrows? If you're back that far, I don't know. You have to catch it after. Rubber Bandit, I do notice you. I see you. World War Nerf, hold on. I didn't know I was even acknowledged. You were acknowledged. You're always acknowledged. Nerf Talk, it was fun. Ouch, still fun. Nerf Talk in Mississauga. All right, I'll do some of that. I'll do some of that Googling and check it out.
That's how us young people say it.
The Googling?
The Googling.
All right, I was just checking to make sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off. For me, Anthony Stewart.
For me, Matt Ritchie.
All right, and we'll see you next time. Hopefully, Matt's mod still works. Mine doesn't work. He's gonna take over the channel, and it's all over for me. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna try to stop recording. We had this down so good before, Matt. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.